Hi friends, Kansi here from atop Serenity Hill. I'm also the host of the Creative Playground membership. You can find more information about the membership below in the description, okay? And here we are back in my Gluebook paint chip tag journal. It has gotten a very long name at this point. And I know that some of you are playing along with me, some in other journals, some in different kinds of tags, some went and got paint chips and are playing along with me, and that is delightful. This is, again, this will be tag number 10. So I am using paint chips for those that are catching this at a different time. I have a set of rules, I guess. They're not really rules, but it is mostly collage, okay? I am using the color for the paint chip as the inspiration for what goes on the back. I do try to get something that is a focal point for each card. So these are my rules, okay? As you can see, there's a dragonfly on the front of each card, so that's a rule. That's my tying together, okay? And then the other thing that I'm doing is I am taking one piece from this and paying it forward to the next one. So with this one, it is like super obvious because there's the flower, there's the flower. And so those are my rules. And from there, I am just trying things, okay? At first, it was just collage. Now I'm adding dimensional items. This actually opens and has a tuck spot. This has things sticking off of it. This one has a ruffle sticking off of it. This one I actually have a fold out. It literally unfolds like a baby, a baby art journal is attached to it with a paper clip. And so I keep wanting to see what else I can do to these cards, all right? So today's card is green, this green. The word for today, wonder. Okay, what does that mean to you? How can you use that word today? Kind of set an intention around the word wonder. I'm going to put this just to the side here so you can see. And then on the back, I already had this project, again, was for something else. So the back was lined with writing paper to cover what it said for the paint chip from the hardware store. So the pieces that I saved from the last one were one, the ribbon, which was used to anchor, or was the, I don't know, anchor would be a fine word, but to hinge, that's the word I'm looking for, hinge the fold out. And then this green envelope that I had a little piece left, it was on the background of this. So these are my pay it forward pieces. The green, obviously, there it is. This I love because it actually has some of that green in it, but it also has a bold pop of color. So I picked up some of that. And then some other pieces that I have, let me turn this over. It doesn't have to be exact. Is it reminiscent of the front? Both of these are without being matchy-matchy, but they're both reminiscent. I do also love, I found I didn't find this. This was some Happy Mail that was sent to me, and what I love about it is that the green leaves, similar to this, there's a pop of green, but another bold color. I love the tulips on this. The green matches. The tulip is beautiful, and I might use that. I also have this left over. There's some greens on this. I don't know. That might be kind of fun. Even the fun butterfly might be fun. Might be fun. I keep saying fun. And if you notice that I like to repeat words and then I catch myself. I also have this printable that had beautiful leaves on it. It has this sunflower where the leaves match. If you would like this printable, the link is below for one of my past videos called A Woodland Zine. This printable is free and you can go and grab it if you would like. All right. So those are what I have. And then my fun element, and not that this is all not fun, but what could I do to make it a little bit different I was like, they all come with a hole because I've pre-punched them to go in the ring. And at first I was going to punch a hole at the bottom and have like a dangle off the bottom, but what I wanted to dangle got a little long. So I found this bead. Look, y'all. Whoops, it's almost sliding. How perfect is that bead? And I was like, what if I added a dangle? And then I went down the what if. And so I got out my crocodile and an eyelet. And so I'm going to put an eyelet in the, once I'm done, I'm going to put eyelet in the hole, and I'm going to hook on the beads. And so I'm going to have a dangle hanging off the edge of this. So that's going to be my surprise element, I guess we could say, for this card, because I keep wanting to do something dimensional, have it hang off, interactive. Like that's what has started to drive this deck as opposed to just the collage. So I'm going to go with that and see what happens. I also have my watercolor available just in case. I'm feeling that sometimes I don't have to cover everything in collage. I can add some paint. So I have that available. And then of course I have my sheet of dragonflies to add a dragonfly to the front when I'm done. So I'm going to get started. You're just going to either watch or play along, watch and then play along, and we'll meet back here and see what happened. See you soon. Okay, so I had some fun putting this on. I had too big of a silver, so I probably showed you, probably saw that it was silver at the beginning, and my crocodile didn't like that size. I think it was bigger than what I had written down as the package. So I used a black, and I did use one with a washer on the back, just for those that are wondering, just because it is double-sided and I could see both sides, okay? And then I added my little dangle, which is off the side, so it can hang in the front or it can hang in the back. It just hangs off the piece, which is delightful. And then I chose a dragonfly that reflected the tulip on the back. All right, super simple. I ended up striping, and you probably saw that I had this as one piece and then ripped it up and then changed my mind. But I ended up striping the paper, which I just loved, in the background. It was super fun. And then added this flower, added some watercolors, some splatters, extended this so it didn't look so cut out. It just blends it into the background. So this one is super simple. The only extra is that it's got my hanging dangle. And then what I do need to think about, put this on, boop. Okay. So as it pops in, now I've got this dangle hanging out this side, which is super fun. So the one thing I do have to think about is, what do I have for this color? All right, so nothing I used was necessarily this color, except for this. So I used a strip of the green here. So this is pretty much all that I have. Everything else was a solid color, the tulip. So this is something for you if you're doing the pay it forward method like I'm doing. Is there anything blue? There is nothing. So this right here, boom, is my pay it forward piece. Somehow on this blue, I'm going to add this piece, and I'm going to save it for that. So there you have it, my friends. Tag number 10, added a little dangle. If you have lots of charms, then you could definitely add all different kinds of charms, or just a thin line of beads to match whatever it is that you're doing. But it's just another fun way of adding something interactive and dimensional and textural to the deck. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment. All those things are helpful and show me that you watched and that this was of interest to you. And if you're playing along with this, would you add a dangle onto yours, whatever you're doing? If you're not playing along, how can you add some kind of dangling bead into the project that you're currently, having fun with? All right. Thanks so much, friends. We will see you next time for tag number 11 and in between for other fun videos. Take care.